All right, I'm back, and I'm not going to record this one live. We're getting to the interesting decision space. I would say expansion phase is almost over. We've probably got a few more turns of safe expansion. There's plenty more neutral territory to take, but at this point, we risk bumping up against our neighbors. We also want to be really cautious about who we go to war with first because we had such a bad expansion, and we certainly can't afford to start wars with multiple difficult AI opponents. They're going to get bonuses to resources, to recruitment points that we just can't keep up with the attrition. So um, I have my notes pulled up right here. We'll watch the battles just to kick this off. Um, let's see. This was the expansion party that was attacking into a single barbarian tribe leader. Spoiler alert, nothing interesting happens. You can see the tribe leader right there. Yeah, he just dies. So no losses on that one. We take that. I don't know that it was, that valuable, but we got it. We got a province out of it. In this one, this was Linshire. This was the first attack into the province across the river. And we'll look at this one. This is our first set of sacred units. I really wanted to take this fight without any losses. We definitely don't want to lose any sacreds right now because they don't have their regeneration up. But yes, I'm happy to say that we were able to take Linshire with 0 losses. So that's a first. Last but not least, this was probably the riskiest battle. As you can see, we've got 8, actually 7 because we lost one on the march. 7 total units fighting into, I think, 90 or so Wolf Tribe units. Um, when I saw this, my first thought was, yeah, this could go either way. But let's watch how this played out. Yeah, as you can see, they routed. And that's the nice thing about fighting a lot of small chaff units is that they're making morale checks far more frequently than, the large giants are. So, yeah, we took all 3 provinces. We did lose, 3 of these Huskarls. So we're going to take a pause on that guy. And then one lucky event. Let's see, we did battles. One lucky event that occurred. We got 567 gold. That is huge because we need to put down a second fort. And I made a decision, again, a probably suboptimal decision, just given the circumstances of our expansion. I decided to put down a second fort in a location I wasn't expecting to. So let's go over that right now. This event actually allowed us to get over the mark to put up our second fort. So I'm going to put a second fort right here. And the reason for that is that as I move into the next phase, I think what my immediate priority is no longer to look to expand my borders around my territory, but rather secure the territory in what I perceive to be as my zone or my region of the map. Specifically, we're going to be taking Lucky Lake and the Storms next turn. We have the Sea province, whether or not this is profitable or not. We have these, that still remain unsecured. So everything, east of the river, I should be securing. I debated about whether or not to start building a fortress in Linshire. I do think it would be good to have a foothold right here to kind of secure this, especially given the fact that our Dominion is spilling over the river, and that means this river will likely be frozen, and so any troops can move across that. That might actually work against us because now we know Machaca is right here. Let's close this out. So yeah, a lot to unpack about why I think that this is the right location for a second fort. It's got a lot of connected provinces, a lot of opportunity to take these and pull through additional income, pull through additional resources. If we get our Dominion going right here and we can, freeze this river, then we can cross and take this throne. So we have good access to 2 thrones. And I think what I really want to do is worry less about the territory up here and focus more on the territory in the immediate south and just try to maybe not necessarily hole up, but get really tight in our defenses, get up some fortresses, start recruiting our sacreds at capacity, and then just take control of the territory down here and not be too greedy. So, yes, pretenders are online next turn. We do have this guy ready to go. He has 9 total sacreds and some excess guys. I don't think that we'll bring these guys underwater. So I could attack Lucky Lake this turn, but I think we're going to give it one more turn just to make sure. I honestly don't know if I attacked next turn, if the Incarnate Bless would be available or not, but it's really critical that we have that online before we attack Lucky Lake. So we're going to get a few more of these guys. Yep, we're recruiting that. Our gold is at 0 because we have started a palisade here, and yeah, we are going to bring in this guy to help build it. So yeah, secure territory. A few other observations to call out since last turn. Nabaa attacked from one of these provinces into Yellow Mountains. I could feasibly attack Bycliffe, but it's a risky decision. Kind of same decision here is like, if I attack Bycliffe, I don't think that I can even hold it, and it risks bumping against Nabaa. So I don't really want to press my luck there. I think we're just going to preach. This guy is going to patrol. And that brings me to my next point, which is if you're a new player and you're trying to get a handle on, how is my territory, is my territory thriving? How am I doing? I would point your attention to the F1 hotkey, looking at the nation overview, and just take a quick scan down. Like income, this is how much income I'm getting from these provinces. This is how much unrest currently exists in each of these provinces, and I see like Strongdale, I see Giffa. These are a little bit higher than I would want, specifically Strongdale here. We just took that, so we're going to patrol this a little bit. But what you can see also is the province defense. And you want your province defense to minimally be about 6. Ideally, it's at around 11. And then in some special cases, you want it to be, you do what's called a PD dump, province defense dump, where you're expecting to have to defend a province, and you want to have those types of chaff units available while you preserve the existing units that you've recruited and have positioned in that province. So one of the things I did this turn was just go in and ensure that all of my provinces were at least at 6. The Royal Forest is still at 1, so we'll update that next turn. But again, it's so far north, I'm just less concerned about holding these provinces and more concerned about figuring out how I'm going to, take all these neutral provinces that still are available. So okay, yeah. Moving on, Nazca left these provinces undefended. It's part of the reason why I am speculating that this is the best spot for a second fort. I think we're going to try and get a foothold right here, use this as a jumping off point to attack to the east, and position so that we can take this throne. So, I genuinely don't know. Like, Machaca's probably right around here. Where? Yeah, they've got to be, like, right here. They cannot have had a very good expansion. I don't know. Something must have gone wrong for them. It's weird that they're showing up right here, and Shiniyama's here. Vanheim's right here. So, like, where are they? Are they here? Did they, like, am I just totally blind? Did they just expand down like this? I have no idea. So, either way, we're going to put up some defense right here. I wonder if they're already at war with somebody. and hopefully, we can figure out who our first war target is. I'm not in a hurry to go to war. Um, I don't want a situation where we're at war with two difficult AI opponents. We don't have the income, we don't have the resources, we don't have the infrastructure to attrition that many units and fight on multiple fronts. And then I also want to avoid a situation where a Machaca just kind of steamrolls through my territory with a Doom stack. All right, defensive fort, caution near Machaca, secure center and south. We talked about all this stuff. I think that's it. Um, at this point, we are going to take Lucky Lake next turn and focus on the center of the map and just getting, units in position rather than worrying about taking fights with AI or my human opponent. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully we can play catch up. Bye bye for now.